Rosecrans Vic Podcast. I'm Rosecrans Vic, and we're joined by the homie Skitso.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up, man?
What's up, bro? How you feeling?
All is good, man. What about yourself, bro?
Everything good, bro. Blessed.
Yes, sir.
You getting over this this food poisoning. Somebody tried to poison your boy, but they couldn't keep me down long.
Man, yeah.
I've been drinking Pedialyte back to back.
That shit's crazy, man. You a champion, man. You here today, man. That's
What's funny is like I don't have the type of like job that I can like call in sick no more.
Damn.
It's like that's what I realized on Monday is I was feeling terrible and I'm like I can't not go to work. Like this is like once in a lifetime job. You don't just call in sick. You know what I'm saying?
No, we learned that lesson, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Day, huh? Yep.
Exactly. It's like, man, this is like a job I've been like praying and waiting for pretty much my whole life. So it's like now that I got it, it's like nobody could cover my shift and be Rosecrans Vic on the radio.
Real shit.
You feel me? It's
Real
like
shit.
it's so it's something to get adjusted to. It's like, but it also is like making me realize that a lot of it is mental. Like even when you don't feel great, it's like you are also like you got to push your limits. You got to do everything you can to get better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I noticed that about myself. It's like if it was another day, I would have been like, bro, I'ma just call in sick.
Man, that's got to be good for your immune system, huh? Like when you power through it and shit like that.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it is like I said, it's mental. It's like I can't just lay here and feel sick. I got shit to do.
Real talk. You right about that.
You know what I'm saying?
When you think about it, that's when you get sicker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put your energy towards that.
Exactly. Most def. But yeah, man, wanted you to come and chop it up, about the music and just who you are as a person. I do, harp on the music, but like to me it's more like important to get like the whole story, the backstory. Like, why do they call you Skitso? That's the first thing that popped out to me.
Yeah, for sure. Well, so basically I got a psychology degree, right?
Okay.
And like a lot of black people, African Americans, they suffer from mental health and stuff like that. And one of the first diagnoses that they want to give you is say you're like schizophrenic.
Yeah.
And basically, like when I went to college, I was learning about that and stuff. And then I wanted to take that negative and make it a positive. So I broke it down for an acronym, and now it stands for Seek Knowledge and Truth and Seize Opportunities.
Wow.
So yeah, I want to touch on the negative and the positives, and now that's how you get like a magnetic pull type thing.
So I was listening to your music, and I was I was hearing a lot of words, like a large vocabulary. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I'll be on the pod, talking, and then I'll use like a word, and then they'll be like, "Why'd you use that word?" And I'm like, I don't know, like it's in my vocabulary. I don't think about it, right? Like, and it's a word maybe most won't use or whatever, but to me it comes naturally because I'm a writer, and I've had to learn a lot of different words because you don't want to write the same shit over and over again.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely don't want to, like in my case for sure, because I've been studying the craft for a long time.
Yeah.
And what for me, like just growing up in a school of hip hop, it's more like I never wanted to be one of those artists where the next person could guess what I'm about to say or what I'm about to rhyme with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it definitely
keep us on our toes.
On your toes and really listen. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and just give type of credit. But like as far as like you being able to guess what I'm about to say, I never wanted that effect. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's cool, but sometimes it's not. And it's like as humans, we supposed to learn different words. There's so many different words to play with and rhyme with, break it down to syllables and stuff like that. So, yeah, man, that's where it comes from.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So your project you dropped in December.
Yes, sir.
It's currently chasing currency.
Yes, sir.
What was the like inspiration behind that?
So basically, if you listen to my other projects and stuff, they're like all like different songs. Like they're all like they are on a wide range of subjects. Mm-hmm. But as I got older, like I started hearing people saying like you don't want to have your stuff just sound like your projects sound like it's just a whole bunch of songs put together,
like a playlist,
and that kind of got to me. So the first songs I was writing was just talking about money. You know what I mean? Like, and it was just like, well, all right, well. Let me try something different and let me just make this a specific niche based album,
Yeah.
and people received it well. Like the people that did have listened to it, they said it definitely sounds like a full album. All
Like
the
a
songs,
cohesive project.
exactly.
Even at the beginning, it was like I wake up and I go to like the store.
Yeah,
Like it was like
yeah,
I'm like okay, like
yeah.
so it's now that you're saying that it makes sense because it's like immediately you turn on the project and it's like it's putting you somewhere. It's like pretty much telling a story. Like it's like
Exactly.
okay, I'm here. I wake up and this is what I'm doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what most people do, right? Like
Yeah,
they
it's
wake up, like that's how you start your day.
woke up quick at about noon. You know what I'm
You
saying?
what
It's
I'm
like
saying?
it kind of gave me
Had to
those
be-
vibes. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. So yeah, man, just wake up, get your day started. You got to invest a little bit
Yeah.
at the gas station.
Yeah.
And that's actually what this project was for, to motivate you to get money, like while you're going to your job or wherever you're going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Chasing
Just
currency.
chasing currency, you know, like
Yeah.
every day. Yeah.
That's super dope.
Uh-huh.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Inglewood, man.
Okay.
But my parents was divorced.
Okay.
So I grew up in Inglewood in South Central.
Okay. Back and forth.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What was it like for you? What was your experience? Because I know I was born in Inglewood and then I grew up in Lenox, but I know like a lot. Like Inglewood's a funny city. I feel like a lot of people, you knock on every door, they're gonna have a different experience. Some people go to private school.
For sure.
You know, some people go to school in South Central. Some people go to school in Westchester. Like everybody has a different story. What was it like for you?
Definitely. So like Inglewood is the hub of my whole family. Both sides of my family, they're all in Inglewood.
Yeah.
And they went to Inglewood High School and stuff like that. So like there's like a primary school on Crenshaw.
Yeah.
It's called K. Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to the preschool K. Anthony, and then I went to like they got a like the second generation, like preschool to like third grade was the first campus, and then the next,
Fourth and fifth?
exactly type, or fourth and sixth at the time. That's how it was, but I didn't go to sixth grade there. But so I basically spent like my childhood there, like as far as getting my education and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then I did go to Westchester, schools in Westchester and stuff like that. Not Westchester High, but I went to
way better schools.
I went. I went, and my parents didn't want me to go to like you know
exactly
type stuff. But so yeah, like my experience was a little different, and I focused on, like, my parents had me focusing on sports.
Okay.
Growing up, you know what I mean? Like,
what kind of sports?
Basketball. Basketball was primary when I was a kid. Going to the Inglewood YMCA, Westchester YMCA. So, like, I was an athlete growing up. Like, so that, come home before the street lights on type shit. Like, but that was like adolescent years. You know what I mean? Like, and then middle school was where, actually, like late elementary, middle school, was where I started learning about the real
life,
or actually encountering. My mom told me about it, like bloods and stuff like that. I was super scared about that shit. Like growing up, like people die. Like I didn't understand that shit. But yeah, man. So I started learning about that. But it was crazy. Like I learned about that like at Paul Revere, like white people, like or like multicultural different schools and stuff like that. And then man. Yeah.
So you're Westchester, and then where do you go for high school?
Okay, so Westchester was elementary after K. Anthony. So Westchester was like Kentwood. That's where I went, and then after that I went to Paul Revere for middle school.
For middle school, yep.
For middle school, I went to Paul Revere, and then after that I was supposed to go to Palisades.
Okay.
But I got kicked out like in the summer for playing craps and stuff.
How much did you win?
Got caught before we could win. Man.
Oh, man. Got kicked out, it's not even that bad. Come on. Y'all fucked up. Y'all could have had a great student at Palisades.
You know what I mean? It was cool.
Could have had him as your alumni, man.
Yeah. And so after that, man, I made a crazy transition. I went to school all the way in Watts for my first 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I went to, right? Like, I went to Watts. I went to Bourbon Day.
Okay.
Bourbon Day, that's a Catholic all boys school.
Greedo went there.
Oh, Greedo went to Bourbon Day?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, yeah. So I went to Verb for my first 2 years, and like the commute to travel to Watts every day was kind of like hectic.
Yeah, that's It's pretty far.
especially in the morning.
All the way up to 105.
Exactly. Up to
Or Imperial.
You already know. No, but primarily 105, 110 to 105. And then LA traffic is already a mess.
Yeah.
So
but that was a good school. Yeah, even though it was in Watson, it was a good school, right?
It was a good sports school for sure. It was a good school all around. They had you working and stuff in offices. That's why I knew I didn't want to work a job. Yeah. Had me working in some law firm downtown.
I think a good USC player went there too, right?
A lot of people from SC went there.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
There's this one in particular wide receiver. I can't remember his name at the moment, but I'm pretty sure he went to Verbum Day.
Yeah. A lot of people went there though. Amir Johnson went there, basketball player. Andre Miller went there.
Andre Miller went there. Oh shit.
Yeah, Andre Miller.
The professor.
Yeah. And some a list of other people. But after that, I went to Beverly Hills, man.
Oh shit! Okay.
So
leveled up.
Moving back on to Beverly Hills, man, and that was
Beverly Hills High.
Yeah.
Beverly Hills High, like 90210.
Exactly. Man.
That's hard.
Yeah, man.
What was that like? Go from Watts to Beverly Hills is crazy.
I mean, it was kind of like it was definitely different as far as that because I used to walk home from Verbum Day sometimes. I used to walk home or catch the bus.
Shut the fuck up. You used to walk home from Watts to Inglewood?
Yeah, like nah. Because like I said, my parents was divorced.
Oh, so to South Central.
Like my moms would move around sometimes, but I had an uncle that stayed in Mid City. Okay. So sometimes I would just walk straight down Central to 24th and Central. Like they had like this after school program called A Place Called Home. Okay. Go there for a little bit, like do some recording, and then I would just walk home, like. If I didn't have bus money and shit. And that was crazy during that time. Like, so I would go there, walk home there sometimes. And but Beverly Hills, it was more like Palisades and Paul Revere vibes and stuff like that.
Back to like the Westchester-ish vibes.
Yeah, back to those type of vibes. Yeah. But, going to them schools, there's always people on permits. You know what I'm saying? We always have our you know what I mean, people there.
But that's dope. Like to me, that's like super dope because not everybody's gonna have the same experience, and if everybody did, it would be boring as fuck. It's like like I said, it's like everybody growing up in Inglewood has a different experience because it's like all about like not a lot of people stay there. A lot of people venture out. It's close enough to these different nicer cities that people will do that. So it's like that's dope that you got to have those experiences. For sure. And moving around, but still going to like top-notch schools. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Top-notch schools. But summer school came around, I definitely was going to Crenshaw.
Oh shit! Okay, well that was for the host.
I got it all, man. I got it all.
Well, yeah, that was obvious why you went there. You didn't even need to go to summer school. Yeah. You got straight A's. You're like, I need to enroll in Crenshaw summer school, make up some credits.
I wanted to know what the experience was like. Yeah, I had some homies that was going there. So
they told you all about it. You had to see it for yourself.
Yeah, Crenshaw was turned up. Man. Yeah, Crenshaw was turned up, like for real. Hell yeah! So I got it all. I got it all.
That's fire. That's a dope story. So you're an alumni of Beverly Hills.
Yes, sir.
That's something to be proud of. That's fire.
Yeah.
That's super fire. Yeah. Okay, so after that, obviously you go to great schools. I'm sure you're getting great grades. You wouldn't get admitted to these schools. Yeah. And you go to college where?
I went to college in Atlanta at Morehouse.
Wow. Yeah, HBCU.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. Hell yeah. That's super fire. Come on, man. I'm tapped into the culture. Come on, man.
That's right.
So you'll go out there. Yeah. And was it always your intention to like go to an HBCU?
No. Okay. My intention was to stay at the house with my girlfriend, in my rap group and stuff like that. Be in LA and just pursuing my music. Yeah. But my parents, they was like real authoritative, you know what I mean? And you got to go to school. I had an older brother that already left, so can't really tell my parents no at the time. You feel me? They gonna coerce you to sign them loans, and I don't want to take none of that. But I ended up going. Yeah. And I just ended up adapting, man. And yeah.
What was college like out there?
It was really cool, man. It's very different from LA. For
it is, right? People are so fucking nice down there.
They're nice, but it's just different, bro. Yeah. Like, and I was in the AUC. The Atlantic University Center, the Morehouse, Spelman, Clark, and Morris Brown. Yeah. It's like 4 schools in one. Yeah. And it's just people, African American people coming from all over the nation, bro. Yeah. Yeah. I rarely, bro, like, I rarely encountered any other race, bro. Like it was different, bro.
How did it feel to be the LA rep? You feel like the LA rep out there? You're like, yo, we from LA,
man. You know what's crazy?
This LA over here.
You know what's crazy? It was a lot of us. It was a couple of us out there. A couple people from LA, and people felt like that. But it's like, man, we might have to have a different discussion about that once I get off this podcast and really tell you the real. But no, it was cool though. Like it was cool. They always said we had a good swag, good energy and stuff like that. Like, but fuck it, I'm gonna say it anyway.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to like, selling like having weed and stuff like that, and they knew we knew how to get the best and all of that stuff. Like we would kind of get hated on type shit.
Okay.
Yeah, and then like all y'all LA people think y'all know how to fight and all that shit. Like
so it was some jealousy.
It was type of jealousy. Like
okay. So it wasn't all like. I mean, I can see that,
but it would be slick though. Like not just in your face.
Yeah,
but it was like you would know it's like some type of thing there.
Well, what I've experienced is being from LA and traveling around is that we think when we're from LA, we think everywhere is LA. We take LA with us.
Real shit.
Right?
Yeah.
So like I don't smoke, but the homies do. Yeah. And everywhere they go, they're smoking. They're doing LA shit. They're acting like we're in LA. And I feel like I'm always the one having to remind them, bro, we are not in LA right now. We will go to jail. Like we will, like, you cannot act like this. You cannot do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? And in LA, I feel like we're one of the most like mind your business kind of places. Yeah. And places like I've been to Atlanta, Texas, they don't mind their business.
It's a lot,
It's a lot of like, what's going on over there?
Yeah.
Let's keep the community safe. And it's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, why you worried about what the fuck I'm doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, focus on your shit.
Real talk.
And it's the complete opposite in LA. Like, you could see somebody getting jumped and be like, is that my homie? Nope. I gotta go the fuck over here. Like, I don't need no parts.
Real talk.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so, now that you're saying that, it does kind of make some sense of like people kind of like trying to like fake police what you're doing or how you're acting or whatever. But I didn't, when I went, like I've gone to Atlanta, I didn't experience like other people my age as much. It was more so like older people and they're so sweet, you know what I'm saying? You encounter and stuff like that. And you're like, man, people down here are so nice and courteous and, have such great manners. You know what I'm saying? It's like out here, we all mind our business so much that we can be perceived as rude. In my opinion, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because it's like I don't talk to strangers over here really. Give them a head nod, acknowledge them, and then keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying?
Moving, yeah, for real.
Yeah,
definitely.
What was the best part about being in college though? What was like a best core memory or something?
All right, so the best part I would say is getting away from home, getting away from all our people and shit like that, and discovering who I am as a person, learning how to maneuver in the world, like you know what I mean? Because birds of a feather flock together. You know what I'm saying? Like
and if you would have been back home, you would have been flocking together with the homies, probably.
You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like that exactly. You Rosecrans Vic. Yeah, you already know flocking, pigeon shit. Yeah. But yeah, man. Now you learn how to be like an eagle or something like that.
Yeah,
like an eagle or hawk, stand alone and grow at a different rate, at a different rate than.
Yeah, because I mean, and so you did all 4 years out there?
I did 5, man.
Oh, you did 5? Okay, you got your master's?
No. Okay, actually, freshman year that's memory lane. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It partying,
it's an adjustment.
Man.
It's an adjustment.
Partying,
it's all good. 4 or 5 years, it's all good,
too
man.
Much partying,
it's the same degree.
Yeah. Same degree.
Okay, so you go out there at 18 and then you come back at 23.
Exactly.
That's a huge 18 and 23 is a big like growth gap, man, right? Yeah. So you come back to LA at 23 and then what happens?
So what happens is I move out of my house. Yeah. And I started living with my new girlfriend. Yeah. And basically,
did you meet her out there?
No.
Oh, okay.
I met her out here. Okay. And I built the studio. At her house. Yeah. And basically, I just started recording for local artists and stuff like that. Like I was serving other artists as well. Yeah. And hitting up networking conferences out here like ASCAP and Guild of Music Supervisors, doing all
Dope.
Doing due diligence, learning more about
learning about the industry, the real business behind it.
Yeah, and trying to just trying to figure it out because I had so much time to make up.
Yeah.
From being gone for 5 years, you know what I mean, like.
Okay, so started networking, started recording other artists and stuff, and then what happens next? You start to like gain a following, social media, and like what you start to drop a project that like makes a difference. What was like a point that kind of like stuck out?
A point that stuck out was when I was marketing my studio.
Okay.
And just started working with I had like over 300 clients at one point.
Wow.
And just working with them, I was throwing shows for them even as well. So I was building up audiences through there, collecting email lists, building up a following on Twitter and stuff like that. And I would drop a couple. I dropped a project as well as some music videos that got some good reception and stuff like that. Doing email blasts, things like that. Yeah.
Who are some artists that you like got to work with?
I got to work with The Game.
And fire!
And then I got to work with Compton AD.
Okay, hell yeah! Shout out to homie AD.
Yep, yes sir.
That's super fire.
Yeah, they blessed me.
That's super dope. So it goes from working with them, and then now you starting to like. Did you peep the? Because I seen you've been like pretty consistent with releasing music. Did you peep the like independent game that it's like a lot of artists are making their way now by being completely independent and just being consistent and building a catalog?
That was something I've learned down south.
Okay. Yeah.
Especially through like Gucci Mane.
Yeah.
The likes of Gucci Mane.
Yeah.
And it's like being independent was always my thing.
Yeah.
Not because I wanted it to be, but because that was all I had.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, man. As I'm learning about the business, just independent was always just something I was in. I never got picked up, never got signed, never done nothing like that.
Well, that's the thing about it today is like you don't have to. Like Draco was never signed.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Like exactly. Like in these streaming platforms and stuff like that, like Apple Music, Spotify, all of that came out right when I got out of college, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? We was like, so it's definitely different now for sure. Yeah.
And so how do you feel like your music and like your education, like being like having a degree in psychology, like how do you feel like that blends in, and how do you feel like it benefits you?
Like what you said with the words, being able to paint pictures more.
Yeah.
Since I know about psychology, I could, if I want to put you in a certain setting or a certain mind state, it's easy to try to mold that and shape that.
Manipulate the listeners. I'm being manipulated. I'm like, I felt like I was at the gas station as soon as I turned this shit on. Felt like I had to go put gas, dog. I was like, damn.
It's a good manipulation.
It's a good thing.
It's not a bad.
It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Yeah. All these women think manipulation is a bad word because they heard it on Twitter. Yeah. But look, it's a good thing sometimes too, right?
Exactly. You know.
Who are some artists you want to work with, in the coming year, next coming months?
Man, I would like to work with like just LA artists or what?
Anybody.
I would like to work with YG.
Okay.
I'd like to work with Tyga.
Yeah.
I would like to work with Wheezy, Wayne.
So you're trying to make some like club bangers.
Some or just work with the greats, bro. Like work with anybody that's great and just doing what I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
Rick Ross. You know what I'm saying? Like
that would be fire.
Future. You know, these are like.
Are those artists that have influenced you?
Well, I listen. I'm fans of their music, so I would say so. But they're not like the reason why I rap.
Yeah. I just mean like musically, like
Wheezy for sure. Wheezy has an influence on everybody.
Of course.
So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But my influences definitely come from like. My main influences come from like Eminem, 50 Cent.
Ah, okay.
Eminem, 50 Cent, Wheezy, DMX.
Yeah.
Juvenile.
Juvenile, okay.
Yeah.
What were you listening to when you were down south?
What was I listening to down south?
Did you listen? Like, did you pick up any like artists that you probably wouldn't have listened to if you weren't down there?
Future.
Or were you the Future? That was heavy down there.
Hell yeah! Like before, like out here, 2 Chainz, like when he was Titty Boy, like you know what I mean. Like I seen him freshman year when I was like 17, before he even Duffel Bag Boys, like, and I knew he was gonna be like a star. Like it was crazy.
He was rolling around with like Ludacris at the time.
I think he was just at the transition where he just got out.
Okay,
yeah, like back like in like 2007, 2000, he was just like separating, doing his own thing. But I seen him perform at the Pool Palace, and I just knew, like, man, he's about to.
You went to Pool Palace?
Hell yeah!
That's fucking sick, dog. Oh my god, I always wanted to go there. I didn't even know it was a real place.
He was at the Pool Palace.
Wow, and 2 Chainz. Okay, hold on. Seeing 2 Chainz at the Pool Palace, like to somebody who's from LA, that sounds like some movie shit. That sounds like ATL. That sounds like.
And you know what the name of the event was?
What was it called?
It was called Welcome to Atlanta, man.
Wow.
It was called Welcome to Atlanta. That was the first.
So fucking cool, man. I wish I did that.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That's some like, okay, one time when I went to Atlanta, I went to Blue Flame, right? Mm-hmm. And then it was in the middle of March Madness. It was like around this time last year. No, 2 years ago. And I was standing on the couches. We had a section throwing money at the strippers. And then March Madness comes on by Future. And at that moment, I was like, this is like a top 10 moment of my life right now.
Yeah.
Because it was like Blue Flame, March Madness, in the middle of March Madness in Atlanta, listening to the Future. And I was like,
and I feel that, like, because when Whistle While You Twerk came out by the Yin Yang Twins, and they was naming all the different clubs and stuff. Like I used to want to go to all them clubs too. And they said Blue Flame in there. But yeah, like about the influences Tyga. Like why I say Tyga, it's just because like when we was young at that time, I got to actually see his grind. You know what I'm saying? Like we was in the same environments before I went to school and stuff like that. Like we would always be at the same shows.
Yeah, he was coming up at the time.
He was coming up at the time, and I got to see him, and he was like the first out of all our, like in my generation. Yeah, and I just had a respect for how he was moving.
And then he got signed by Lil Wayne. Like I remember listening to like his earlier shit, which was like rap rock or like the lime and the coconut, like coconut juice shit. Yeah. And then it was like he got signed to Lil Wayne. Like at the height of Lil Wayne's like. Everything, and it's just like, yo, how can you get signed to Lil Wayne? Like, I do remember a lot of people forget about that part about Tyga. That like,
and it's like he was actually moving like as a man, like as a young man. You know? I mean, he wasn't really moving with hella friends. He didn't have hella friends around. He was always just doing his own thing. You know, just grinding.
What we gotta respect Tyga for is that he was like a kid rapper. That never acted like a kid rapper, right? Because like. All respect to Bow Wow, but like Bow Wow's marketing was like, I'm a kid rapper, right? Yeah. Even when he got older, it was like, wait, how old is he? Like he was like still like.
That's crazy. I would never even think of putting Tyga in that kid rapper.
But he was a 16, right? He was like probably like 16, 17-year-old rapper.
He was always tatted.
Yes, that
bro was always tatted.
That too, yeah.
Always like carried himself respectable. Just always. Didn't have nobody with him.
Exactly. But you got to think about that time when he came out with his first album. I remember downloading it, and I think he must have been like 18 at the time. 18, 19 at the most. Like he was definitely a teenager. Yeah. I definitely remember that. And the last song had Lil Wayne on it. And I was like, that's fucking sick. He got Lil Wayne on his project.
And that's the thing. And then why I respect it is because it's like, I remember back then, like, the whole, like a lot of people that I would encounter was always hating on him. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, why y'all don't. Like, when people hate on people for no reason, that just makes me like them more. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention, because it's like, why do you not? Yeah. Like, what he, like, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I mean? Yeah. We never had, like, a friendship for me to know, like, personal things, but it's like, just on some rap shit.
Like, he can't be that bad of a guy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then he got with the best rapper at the time, Lil Wayne. That was Lil Wayne's blow. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, it was just always, like, a respect.
Yeah. That's dope. Yeah. That's super dope.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that like Lil Wayne, DMX influenced you. Yeah. Are there any other artists like that maybe we wouldn't guess that's like doesn't have to be rappers, because sometimes people, I love when people say like, oh, I'm influenced by like Billy Joel. I'm like, sick. Tell me about it.
Oh,
it's like,
shit.
is there any other like other genre artists that like that are like
musically?
motivate? Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely musically. Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Okay. See, yeah, I love to hear shit like that. Yeah.
Like Earth, Wind, and Fire.
That was like real music back then, dog. Like
James Brown.
Yeah.
You know, Michael Jackson, obviously. Like of course.
You know what I love most about music back then is that it was imperfect.
Yeah.
Not all notes. Yeah. Like if you really go back and listen, if you try to sample some shit,
you can't do it. You can't line up the time.
You can't
sync the time. Yeah.
And it's like only real people know that. I remember back when I thought I was gonna rap when I was like 16. Mm-hmm. I remember I loved the song "Cutie Pie" by Zapp and Roger, and I remember trying to loop it, and you couldn't loop it.
You can't loop it
because it didn't hit on the same time every time, and I was like, oh shit. And then later on I like realized, I'm like, that's because they were really playing that shit.
And when I was doing my studio sessions with the locals, like I had some older cats wanted me to sample those music. They wanted me to explain to them why, like, and they weren't just getting it while I was telling, like, it can't be sampled, bro. Like, like it could say 87 right now, but then it's about to go to 90 and it'll go back down to 84.
Yeah, like you played in Serato and it's like it's gonna shut down your Serato.
And I had to explain to him, like, if you have a digital copy of something, you could replicate it and duplicate it perfectly. Like, but if you draw in a painting, and you try to draw that painting again, it's not gonna be the same. It's gonna be different because
that's a bar.
It's by hand. It's by hand. Yeah. Do you want to make like music with the band one day? Is that like a goal? Man, my last show, man, I actually they had a band there that was playing my music that was playing an instrumental while I was rapping on it, and that shit was dope. Yeah. Hell yeah, I would love to do something like that, like how Jay-Z did.
Yeah, I think more artists have to do that because it's just a different sound, a different vibe. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about, like, you know, and I throw shows and I'm guilty of letting this happen because it's like we just let the artists perform over their tracks. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
it's not too much show.
Yeah, it's like, where's the performance element of it? And that's when, like, I manage an artist and I express to him all the time. It's like, yo, we got to put on a show. Like, this is a real show. This is not karaoke.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
real talk.
And we have to bring the element, whatever it is, like bringing dancers on stage with you, like having like a set list, but also having like a plan when you're up there of like, you know, talking to people, bring somebody up. Like, you're there to be entertained.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's like, we can all rap the lyrics to each other all day.
Right.
It's like, I want to be entertained while I'm up there. I want to feel some energy. I want to, you know, stop the music. Man, but everybody talk to me. Like, do this, you know?
Hell yeah, but you got to have a budget and
the
damn.
Well, yes and no. Because I'm gonna give some pushback. Because the homie Holland have you heard of Holland is? Mm-mm. Okay. He's like a really dope, energetic rapper from Compton. Bro, I've booked him a few times and seen him perform. He has a DJ, maybe. Like, usually doesn't have his own DJ. He'll send the music to the DJ. He'll have no hype man. There could be no crowd. There could be 3 people in the crowd. He puts on a fucking show. He'll get up on stage, rap like with all his might. Then he'll get off stage, jump off, go rap in the person's face that's there, one of the 3 people. Then he'll go to the other person, rap to that person, put on the whole show, be out of breath by the end. And I'm like, wow, he just gave it his all. That's and he put on a fucking show.
I respect that.
And I respect it too, because he never fails. Like, he does that. He'll do that every time. And I'm like, yo, when he gets really big, this shit is going to translate so much more. But he's already putting in that work. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but I agree with you in the sense of, like, the dancers cost money, the band costs money. You know, it's you know, your own DJs cost money, rehearsals,
tour,
all that does cost money. You know, giving out merch, that all does, you know, cost money.
And also you need hands, like lugging all that stuff around.
100%.
Just like a DJ carrying their crates around, versus just playing it off.
100%. But the effort and the creativity is free,
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So,
for sure.
Yeah, no, that's dope. Is there anything else you wanna, you know, mention, or anything else you wanna let the people know?
I wanted to know what you thought about the project, bro. Like, what?
I mean, I genuinely enjoyed it because, like I said, it was like painting a picture and putting me like at the gas station immediately. Then I'm listening to to the music. And as a writer, I'm like, oh, that's a fire word. I'm like, I need to borrow that one. You know, I'm just like, yeah. And I'm like, it was thought provoking. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think we don't get enough of that these days. Mm-hmm. So I genuinely enjoyed it, and I'm curious to hear more. You know what I'm saying? Now even more, now that I heard your story, like that's a very unique story. Like somebody that went from, you know, Inglewood to Watts to Beverly Hills to Atlanta.
Right.
It's like you were in all these different places at very key times. Like you said, like I seen 2 Chainz freshman year in college before it was Duffel Bag Boys was out. Like
before he was 2 Chainz.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's very interesting. That's a very unique perspective.
He was Titty Boy.
And I'm all about like listening to new perspectives and like only you can tell me what the Pool Palace was like in 2008. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and you're from LA. Yeah. So you can also tell me what Watts was like in 2006. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you can tell me what Inglewood was like in 2002. And I'm here for all of that. You know what I'm saying? So like I definitely am intrigued to like hear more about your story and your music and stuff like that. Like, you know, storytelling and stuff like that. I know, you know, if you ever like lean into that more, I think that'll be fire too. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Most definitely. Yeah, this was my dog Skitso, Rosecrans Vic Podcast.
Appreciate you, bro. Yes, sir.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah.